What up? Yo, it is Monday night, and there has been a whole lot happened in the world of professional wrestling. I'm your boy, Cool McCain, joined as always by this guy over here, the Playmaker. Playmaker, what it do on a beautiful Monday in the world of professional wrestling?
It's great that when the big pay-per-views happen, we don't have that lull. Professional wrestling has kept swinging, which is good for all of us.
So is it safe to say wrestling has more than one magnificent pay-per-view?
They just keep swinging. It's just good, you know. Usually after a big pay-per-views, you usually get that period where it's like, all right, let's reset. Let's reset and let's all right, everybody catch their breath, reset. That's all right. No, we keep it swinging.
Yeah, that was at that Vinnie Mac era, we'll call it, where that kind of haberdashery took hold. But here in the Hunter era, like you say, man, things is looking really strong.
But I would say this: United States, yeah, y'all got some work to do. Definitely got some work to do.
This is very true. Because we got outgunned by France. And I was part of the WrestleMania weekend, Raw and all that. So, yeah, you know, we got outdone by the Fritz crowd. So, hey, that's all right. It's all right. We know it was like that, but we can fix it. You know what I'm saying? We can fix it.
But
when they're back in the States.
But we'll get there.
We got to get that same energy.
We'll get to that point when we get to that part of the show. But damn.
Yes, sir. You know, I would get ahead of myself. You know how we do. So, you know that. So we're gonna hop things off here by just going over the recap for the TNA Under Siege pay-per-view that happened on May 3rd. For those of you that are TNA fans, right? All right, so start the card. We had Rhino versus VSK. Rhino picked up the win. Yes, Rhino. That's all we're gonna say about that.
He's still wrestling.
All right, then we had Then we had the FBI defeat the Batiri. Yes, there's a new version of the full-blooded Italians in TNA.
I'm glad you beat me to the punch. I guess you knew what was going to come your way.
I definitely did, sir. Because when I first saw him, I was like, again? That's up. I was like, Slim Shady, guess who's back? Bass again. FBI's back. Tell a friend. Then we had Laredo Kid defeat KC Navarro to keep the Digital Media Championship. So the best way to describe the Digital Media Championship is it's just like they don't have like a Intercontinental or United States or anything like that. They have the X division, but it's kind of like a whole different division. So as far as the hierarchy, not saying it's anywhere similar, but as far as the hierarchy, it's more like a Intercontinental or something like that, like a second tier championship. But that's just because of the amount of championships they have, unlike AEW, who has like 40. And it does go up every week, yes. So yeah, Laredo Kid kept that. So we had a tag team match that felt kind of like it was thrown together, but it was part of the show at the same time. And that's Josh Alexander and Eric Young versus Steve Macklin and Frankie Kazarian. So obviously Josh Alexander, Frankie and Eric Young won because they're the good guys, and Frankie Kazarian and Steve Macklin are the bad guys. All right, then we had Cole's favorite TNA knockout, Ash by Elegance, beat Havoc. So Havoc is a pretty big, mean woman. So I guess they're trying to push Ash by Elegance and see what happens. Because, I mean, you can push anybody and put it like that. I'm going to leave that there, too. Because, you know, I want to get the stuff out there, let everybody know what happened. But at the same time, we got a lot of juiciness that we got to get into. You feel me? Then we had Joe Hendry defeat Zachary Wentz from the Rascals. So enough said about that. Had a title change. So the system now has more gold. Masha Slamovich and Alicia Edwards defeated Spitfire to become the new TNA Women's Knockout Tag Team Champions. So, new Knockouts Tag Team Champions. Cool. Gotcha. More gold for the system. I'm all about it. Rich Swann defeated Jake something. And that's, of course, Rich Homie Swann is his new name. All right. And then Jonathan Gresham debuted. He beat Kushida. Solid opponent because you want to obviously do a super push with Jonathan Gresham. Right. They've had videos and everything building up to him coming back, and now he's there. So if you've got championship goal in TNA, you might want to be watching out because, Jonathan Gresham is probably coming for you. Moose. All right, then we had Jordan Grace and Pico, the Juggernaut and PCO, defeat Khan, who was Connor from WWE, and Steph DeLander. Khan stepped in because, of course, our favorite guy, Matt Cardona, is injured. All right, so then we get to the main event matches, which you could say that was 1-2, at least by the women that were involved, I'll say. We get Mustafa Ali defeats Ace Austin to retain his X Division championship. So still, you're reigning and defending TNA X Division champion, Mustafa Ali. Then we get to the main event of TNA Under Siege. You get the system, right? Versus Matt Hardy, Mike Speedball Bailey, and Trent Seven. So, it's not hard to tell who won this match. The system won the match, right? Moose and the fellas, they riding high. You know, you got to do something to get through pay-per-views. It was kind of like another, a premium live event that happened. It's kind of the same thing, but also slightly different. So I thought it was a good card, a lot of good matches in this. There wasn't a match that made you be like, but it wasn't a lot that also made you be like, ooh. It was kind of like, okay, they put on a good show. They made me sit there and look and be like, all right, cool. They're doing what they're supposed to do. But at the same time, you still get a little bit of shenanigans, little offbeat things. That's just kind of part of it. So hit the comments here real quick. So Damien's in the building. Damien says, what's up, Damien? Appreciate you tuning in. And of course, we got that guy, Mr. Cole Johnson from BS3, the morning shift with the ooh. Then he hits us with also with the good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, Mr. Johnson. We appreciate you stopping by, gracing us with your presence. And then we get Daniel Berry, Sports Highlights, in the building. Happy Monday, man. Appreciate you checking in with us too. We always love to have our the homies and everything check in. So
he's starting already.
This is a great question. He says, how to have the size of Havoc. Never mind.
I know why
I'm not.
It's
I'm just gonna say I agree with you.
It's cold. It's cold.
You're not getting me today. You're not getting me at least until we get to AEW. You're not getting me today.
It's cold, Johnson. That's all I gotta say.
Right. Cole says Rich Swann as a heel is hard to picture. It's really funny, man. It's more comical than anything to me. And then with AJ Francis, who I think is comical anyway. So, Yolanda in the building. What up, Yolanda?
I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna be nice today.
Wow. Damien says Backlash was better than last year. We will get to that, Damien. We will. But no disagreement there. Yolanda says she's driving home and listening. All right, cool. Well, we know we'll be a little bit later before we get a lot of comments from you, but that's all good. You be safe while you're listening to us. We appreciate you listening for sure. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hit the first break here because we're going to get back. We're going to talk a little AEW, and then we're going to keep it moving from there.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets. Rams fans all around the world.
It's a beautiful thing to be a Rams fan right now. Stafford's back. We're going to see about Cup. And running back Kerryon Williams to return.
Lend me your ears, or should I say lend Playmaker your ears, as he breaks down week by week everything in the Los Angeles Rams canon.
Number 99, Aaron Donald. Can't wait for 2029 to come to know that you are going in the Hall of Fame, and it should be first ballot, no questions asked.
Join the Playmaker as he breaks down everything Los Angeles Rams style in Ramily Talk on the Playmakers Blog Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts. Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kermit the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on YouTube and where you can find podcasts. Oh, yes. The tradition, the pageantry, the spectacle, the history, the slut. Wait. I gotta rep my brother's stuff right. All my DMV soldiers, stand up! And welcome to the Commander's Gridiron Report. You want your commanders to be repped right? Well, D. Willie is your man. Commander's Gridiron Report. Every Tuesday at 11:05 a.m. Eastern, 10:05 a.m. Central on the Sotoba Media YouTube channel. Music by J. Cool.
Where my soldiers, right side, commanders. Where my...
All right. So we back. So, Playmaker, I know that you like to discuss what's going on with someone that you're a very huge fan of. So, any thoughts on what happened with your girl and what's happening now? And of course, we're talking about I don't like how they're using her, man. I don't like how they use her. I'm just any thoughts on Mercedes? I don't like how they're using her, but
it is crazy where the wrestling podcasts that we listen to are saying the same thing that we've been saying, and they've been in the business. So to hear them say the same thing that we be saying,
that's wild.
Yeah, like Mercedes is I'm gonna say right now is not working. Right now, you know, I forgot how long the contract is, but for right now, to begin her run at AEW, it's not working. It's just not working. I was of the mindset, which they proved me right for once, that Will Nightingale win the title and that'll be Mercedes Monday first feud, which that is where we at right now. It's almost like they trying to implement New Japan without implementing New Japan.
Yeah, they're trying to do like the open door thing. And one thing I wanted to talk about with AEW real quick. So there's been a lot of talk about, the things that have been said back and forth with WWE. But Will Ospreay came out in an interview and said, the reason I signed with AEW was because I could still perform on the independent scene. I can still have all the dream matches I want, as well as earn a great salary, as well as I don't have to be on the road, as much as I will with WWE. I can still live in England, still be with my family and everything. So I think what we're seeing is AEW be a viable alternative. But what AEW has to do is ensure that everyone that they're bringing in, that they have a plan for them.
Hold on.
I think they're starting to get a little bit better.
So hold on. So basically, Will Ospreay did what he did after Triple H said what he said, to turn around and pretty much say what Triple H said, the reason why he didn't sign with WWE.
Well, so there's a few differences, and I'm glad you brought that up. Because the thing is, it's not that he couldn't have done the WWE schedule. The way that Triple H put it was he couldn't do it or he was scared. It wasn't that. It was that it makes more sense as a guy. And keep in mind, he's from New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's not from WWE. You even hear a lot of wrestlers that have been in WWE say, when you're in WWE, it's got to be all about the money. Because you got to perform every week. You get paid well, but you got to perform. You don't get a lot of breaks unless you're hurt or unless you find a way for someone to have pity for you. You don't have a championship and you can get yourself written off TV, whether you're really injured or just kayfabe. With AEW, with the independent companies, you want to show for a show, you do. Of course, you say, hey, I'm going to be there now, whatever, when they're figuring things out. But you have opportunities to take breaks. You have opportunities to be flexible. You can have matches with people from other promotions, right? You can show up at independent shows. You can do all those things that you're not allowed to do when you're part of the machine. So for a guy like Will Ospreay, who came from New Japan, where you could do that, right? Because in New Japan, you're not locked into just fighting in New Japan. You can go to AAA, you can go to the minor leagues, you can go to GCW, MLW, you can go to any of those promotions and also perform. So when you're thinking about it, I feel like Triple H tried to take a shot disrespectfully at Will Ospreay on the low. But the truth is, he comes from a background of being able to be flexible, to go through the forbidden door whenever he wants. So to go somewhere where that door is closed, like 99.9% of the time, that doesn't appeal to a guy like that. Now, if he came from like the independents and he's going straight into WWE, then yeah. But it's a different thing. And there's other people there who have said the same thing. I just wanted to bring him up because I know that he's kind of embroiled in this thing with people coming in different ways. You know what I'm saying? And in the WWE and, Tony Khan and the neck brace and all that stuff. So I just want to throw that out there and everything.
Now, I gave Tony Khan credit for kayfabing the whole thing that happened here in Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
While we was giving him credit, we didn't dive into what he actually said.
Go ahead.
And what he said was, that struck a lot of people the wrong way. Like, you can't go on a program like NFL Network. NFL Network is giving you their platform, one, because your family owns a team in the NFL.
Your daddy owns the Jags.
Owns the Jags. That was time for you to pretty much get your kayfabe on, because they did ask him what were we at with the neck injury, how we doing, what's the prognosis. Tony Khan played that off right. Gotta wait till Wednesday to figure out all the essential injuries, all the good stuff. You'll find out Wednesday on the show.
And then he sniffed that powder.
And then we went to see. I get it. Like you said, WWE is the machine. That's the target. But when do we get to a point, if we AEW, that we stop bringing them up? Literally bringing them up. I get it. When WWE does it, they don't bring the AEW name up. They just say it, and people will say, "Oh, they talking about that company." But they don't just come out and say AEW is this, AEW is that. No. For whatever reason, it continues to come out of AEW's mouth. And Tony Khan, you cannot do that on a national program like NFL Network.
Hey man, when you are elevated on happy powder, man, you make decisions that you may not make if you're not elevated on happy powder. That's what I'm gonna say about that. But it seems a little counterproductive if you're battling them. But we got to think Tony Khan may be smarter than we give him credit for, because a lot of smart people do a lot of nose candy too. So he may be saying, "Hey, we're not trying to be WWE. We know WWE is going to get the attention." But his comments, a lot of people have been on the internet, other shows, podcasts, everything, attacking Tony Khan, right? Talking a lot of trash about Tony Khan. But what are they doing? They're talking about Tony Khan and AEW. And they always say any publicity is good publicity. So if him saying WWE name out of his mouth gets all these people talking about Tony Khan and AEW, is that not, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of productive for him? Because if he clearly doesn't care if you say good or bad things as long as you're talking about it, right? He's kind of like Jerry Jones in that aspect, right?
Because I think that's my problem. Is like, now if I always say they'll give you the dream matches, but they don't give you the substance. So it's like, okay, the one match most everybody's talking about was Will Ospreay's Daniel Bryan. We all knew going in that's going to be the match to watch, no matter what. But you make history. You get your first black champion with Sir Strickland, and the first time people get to see him, he's in a match. Matter of fact, the opening match of the night. The opening match. It is NFL draft weekend. Like, outside of the NHL playoffs, the NBA playoffs, the next thing people want to watch is probably AEW, because after that, it's on to the NFL draft. Your champion is in a match. After he won the title, we don't get to hear from him on the main show.
Well, was it the main show that week? Because you know how Tony Khan is.
Supposed to be the main show.
Then
I
like Tony Khan, but I do give him a lot of grief.
He real deserved grief too. So now, thanks to my co-host here telling me that Swerve did get to speak on Friday.
Well, on Saturday.
Saturday, Collision.
Yeah. So apparently they were saving it for Collision. My thought would be, if you're saving it for Collision, that should be the first time that he comes out. Like, he didn't have to be on Dynamite. That was the thing to me. Like, he just won the championship. You knew you weren't going to have him speak. You could have just saved that. He didn't have to come out that week. You could have just showed the highlights of him win the championship. You know what I'm saying? And then said he going to speak on Friday. So that, you have a point in the first appearance he didn't talk, but I don't think he should have even showed up, because normally when championships win the belt, they don't show up the next show. Like, if you win the belt on Dynamite, you don't show up on Rampage or Collision. If you win the belt on Collision, you may not show up on Dynamite. You may, because whatever, if you win on like I think they still call them pay-per-views, then you may not show up. Like, if you win on the pay-per-view, you may not show up on Dynamite, you may show up on the Collision. And I think that's the thing, because you build a little bit of like interest, because people are like, okay, well, Swerve ain't on tonight, he's gonna be on Saturday, so I gotta watch Saturday because Swerve gonna be on. That's gonna be the first time we see him as champ. They missed the boat on that a lot. Yeah, they get it sometimes. They missed the boat on that a lot. So I completely agree with the logic there.
You had it in your home, in the birth of AEW in Jacksonville. You didn't like, you just coming off a great pay-per-view and you're coming home. People want to see the new champion. And what better way to do it in the birthplace of AEW? And like Damien just put in the chat, how many people watch this Collision and Rampage?
Well, we're going to swing through these comments here real quick. So Cole says, get the heel turn with Mercedes Moné done. Force that go away heat to have her come back to WWE where she properly belongs. But see, this is what you're forgetting, Cole. The money, WWE ain't giving her the money. You can boo all you want as long as she's getting that fat check. She ain't going nowhere. All right. Cole also says the forbidden door now has become the forgotten door. Pretty much. And then Damien said Mercedes should have stayed in New Japan or go back to WWE. See, storyline-wise, I agree with y'all. Monetary-wise, she in the right place. And then Cole says, sure you can when the blow is great. Well, we were talking about Tony Khan earlier. Damien's with me. He says controversy boots for ratings. It does, because once you do all that talking, then people say, let me go see what they talking about then, since he up here talking about WWE's this and this, that. And that's all he want. You know?
But when you say that, you're not giving them like something to hold on to.
Hey,
that's why you say it's counterproductive. Like, you're not giving them something to hold on to.
Nose candy. You got to remember, you got to take the nose candy effect into all this. That's all I'm saying.
I know that. That's why I'm saying it. Like you said, counterproductive. Like,
yeah. Yolanda says, I'm confused. What did he say? So you might want to let her know what he said. And then Damien says, Collision is like Rampage. Nobody watches it. And then lastly, Cole says, I get the paper aspect. AW scratched the check big enough for her to go there. Mercedes is going to hate sitting and not being in programs. I think she's going to get in programs, Cole. I think they're going to have to do a character twerk for her. And I did say twerk instead of tweak. That was purpose. But once they do a character twerk for her, she's going to be fine, I think. I think this whole CEO, like, CEO and all that, it doesn't make any sense. Like, y'all can go back and watch.
You're muted. How'd you end up muting your own self?
I ain't even gonna go into that, but let's just say it's crazy. But Mercedes, like, she's got to have a character twerk. She can't continue to be that character. I said from the beginning, the whole CEO thing, counterproductive, not a good look. CEO, you have nowhere to go with that. You have to have an actual character. You're not the CEO. You're not the boss.
Hey, that's the other thing.
The boss was cool. That's the boss. You know, you're the boss of the women's division. You're not the CEO of the women's division, right?
You know, the crazy thing is, if she's gonna come in and do that, let's have her lined up with the Young Bucks. If you're gonna go to CEO route.
Well, if you want people to hate her, that's the way you make everybody, because the Young Bucks have, if you talk about anybody in AEW that has go away heat, until they got Okada and Jungle Boy with them, they had go away heat. Like, if you said the Young Bucks segment was coming up, like I did with the Jimmy and Jay match at WrestleMania, I'm going to get snacks, go to the bathroom, stretch. If somebody call me, I'm gonna answer the phone and talk to them, because I don't care about the Young Bucks, because they're not special. They took a move like the super kick and made no one care about it. I don't really care about them. You know what I'm saying? So if you wanted to be booed, that's the perfect route to go. If you wanted to be booed, but if you ever want anybody, that's not the right.
The EVPs and the CEO taking over AEW. Great.
They're not gonna let her take over. She already got the money. You get the money, or you get the championships. That's how I go in AEW. You know what I'm saying? All right. Cole also says, yeah, get her with the gymnast. They'll boo the crap out of her. He says, the Young Bucks. I mean, it's real though. Like, those guys have go away heat. When they were not with AEW, I did not care. I forgot about them. Then they came back and I'm like literally, okay, I'm a man, right? I was like, hard eye roll when I saw them back on the TV. So if we talk about one entity in AEW that I would care less if they're gone, it's the Young Bucks. Yeah, I know if not for them, Cody and those people from the beginning, we wouldn't have it. But they already had their thing and they've done nothing different. This is all they've done is the same thing. It's just different versions of it. You know what I'm saying? Since they've been at AEW. This is like a different version of the Elite. You've already done the Elite. Go do like Hangman Adam Page and just take a break. You know what I'm saying? Just go away for a while. Just let us not have to deal with your putridness every week. But they're not gonna do that.
I think we can take a quick break here. Because
before we do that real quick, I wanted to say there's one interesting thing from Dynamite. Christian Cage is back, and he's going after Swerve because Swerve, you know what he did to Christian's son, Nick Wayne, when he bloodied him up and beat him up at his dad's study when he was a good guy. So now he's going after him. So that's bringing somebody that's not gonna beat Swerve, but that you can build up between the time of can he beat Swerve, and then he's gonna beat him. Edge defended his TNT championship against Buddy Matthews. We know who won. Samoa Joe went up against Isaiah Cassidy. We're not going to spend any time. We know that Samoa Joe won that match. Come on now. There's about 3 people that could believe Samoa Joe. And
stop Isaiah Cassidy trying to jump on Samoa Joe when he's outside the ring.
Yeah, that would be a wise decision. All right, then Chris Jericho had a match with Katsuyori Shibata. For some reason, Chris Jericho has the FTW championship. Bunch of chops. Not that impressive for me. I'm just tired of Chris Jericho. If you want anything, I need Judas Chris Jericho back. If it's not Judas Chris Jericho, just go away. I don't care about your 17 other different personas that nobody cared about back in the day. Go away with them. They can show up for one show, like Painmaker, different ones for one show, but you can't just keep switching between them for weeks at a time. We want to hear Judas. That's all we care about Chris Jericho. If you're not going to give us Judas, you can go away. That's why people are saying retire. All right, then we got Brian Cage and Claudio Castagnoli in a match. Of course, Claudio won that match. He did use a super kick, which Castagnoli hardly doesn't use. That was cool. We got Kenny Omega back. He got a big introduction. He talked. He says that he has some power. Of course, at the beginning of the show, the Young Bucks said that they're going to run the show because they have all the power. So yeah, we're gonna have that as a little side thing. So we're gonna get a lot of Kenny Omega and FTR versus the New Elite. So they'll probably have what's his name, because he's always in somebody's business. I'll get his name up, but dancing dude, Daniel Garcia. He'll probably end up on Kenny Omega's side because he has nothing else to do, just jump in different people's business and help them out. And we had Jay White and Dante Martin. Of course, Jay White won. Kyle O'Reilly versus Rocky Romero. Either one of those guys could take an L. Rocky Romero did. Kyle O'Reilly did. Willow Nightingale beat Sky Blue. No one's surprised about that. Kenny Omega back. It's a nice little touch. It's kind of might end up being the guy that kind of runs the show until Tony Khan gets back, because he's going to be the good guy, for a while, until he ends up being a bad guy again in months, back with the Don Callis family, because that's probably what it's all in. Cole says Christian's going after Swerve because he's Cage's son, Nick. I like the wordplay there, so I like the wordplay. Dana says it won't be long until WWE buys AEW and we get an Invasion 2.0. So, sir, I'm going to correct you on that. That's the most inaccurate thing you've ever said. Tony Khan and his dad, Shad, have money out the wazoo. So this is not really about making a profit. This is clearly this man has a lot of money. He has a perpetual mountain of snow that he can fly through, sniff, lean on, roll in, whatever. So clearly this man, money is not an issue. You're not going to have enough money to offer this man to give up his company because the company is like a fun project for him. Spend some money, doesn't care, they're going to make more.
I don't think Triple H really cares.
And I think Triple H likes him talking about him. He likes his name in their mouth. BS3 with the morning shift with Cole Johnson. I'm going to say the full thing this time. Talk about go away heat Chris Jericho. Yes. What you don't ever want is to have the heat that Chris Jericho has right now. So if you're CEO, anybody else, you do not have Chris Jericho heat. See, it is a difference. We got guys in WWE that have heat, but it's not go away heat. Cole echoes my thoughts. Shad is wealthy. The only way AEW sells at WWE if Tony doesn't want to be in wrestling anymore. And he'll stay in wrestling because they'll figure out a way to make it profitable. It just like you gotta stay in your lane, number 2. Don't go get nobody like Hulk Hogan who's going like to deal with TNA. Try to make TNA compete with WWE. That doesn't make sense. Stay in your lane. Slide right on through it. Make some things happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this on anywhere besides the Play Callers YouTube channel, which is found on YouTube at Real Play Calls, please make sure you go hit that subscribe, that like, and that share button from there as well. Thank you for watching from whatever area you're watching from. If you're not watching from Shady Sports YouTube, same thing. Make sure you go over to YouTube at Shady Sports Network. Make sure you hop on that. Shout out them, as well. Shout out 503 Angel Radio, where you will be hearing this show as well. Now, we're going to hit some more commercials. And when we get back, we're digging into the juiciness. Let's go.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network proudly presents The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson, live every weekday morning beginning April 29th at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
This is Brett, and you're watching Shady Sports Network. Tune in, hit that like button.
You might wonder, what do these guys do? Player signing announcements. I never in a million years thought you would actually come on to break this news. So without further ado, go ahead and tell everybody what happened today.
Yeah, man. I just had to work out with the Cincinnati Bengals. Finding me right out.
Without further ado, I'd like to announce that, I'll be taking my talents to Salina Liberty.
This just in, the Major League of Football is reportedly collapsing, unable to pay hotel room bills, with players being kicked out of their rooms and hotel managers asking them to leave voluntarily without issue.
Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered a winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete!
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels. Whether it's the men's college game,
The way that this season has been going, yeah, anything is possible.
the women's college game,
And how passionate Ancient Reef was at that press conference, they got their mojo now.
the WNBA,
AJ Wilson Brown stood 1-2, followed by Brittany Griner, Aaliyah Boston, Jackie Young,
or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down all things basketball in Shooting Lights Out on the Playmaker's blog, network, YouTube channel, and where you can find podcasts.
All right, good people. So we are back, and y'all know where it's hit for next. Y'all know where we're going. It's time. What he used to say back in the day, it's time. It's time. It's Vader time. It's WWE time. So with that being said, there is one man, only one man that can lead the WWE part of the show today. And that is not your boy. I have a lot of thoughts, and I need to be reined in. Playmaker, let's get it.
Today is the first time that I don't know where to start at. So much has happened in the world wrestling entertainment world. You had the draft. You got news. You got news. You got a PLE. Then you got something else coming later on this month. I'm just like, okay, there's a lot. How do I can get through this with the time that I have left? And no, I'm still not playing that darn commercial. So, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start this segment where I begin the show at. Let's go to Leon France, ladies and gentlemen. WWE Backlash. And if you missed the opening part of it, Wise, what's up, Wise? How you doing?
What up, Wise?
If you missed the beginning part of it, yeah, the United, yeah. Thank you, Cole. See that?
Cole says WWE needs to cancel all wrestling matches in the United States. Right.
France embarrassed the entire United States of America.
Hey, they embarrassed WrestleMania weekend though, because we was lit.
Y'all wasn't that lit.
They was better, but they didn't embarrass us. But the rest of y'all peasants, they got you.
I mean, it was nonstop from beginning to end with that crowd. It had been times like, am I watching a wrestling event or am I watching something else? Because they did a song after every 2 count. That show was 4 hours long. They was that good for 4 hours straight. Every 2 count from match 1 to the main event.
That Jay Uso entrance was a highlight.
I was gonna get to that later. I was gonna talk about what they sung Randy's song to the ring. They sung Randy Orton to the ring. When has anybody, anywhere in the world, sung Randy Orton's theme song while he's going to the ring? Randy Orton didn't even know what to do. And we're talking about what? Soon to be Hall of Fame, without question. When you take somebody like that, you take him aback. You done something. They were singing to AJ Styles because he's phenomenal.
Why does he have that song?
I told you hate it. We told you hate it. You were just late to the party because you
the first time I heard it, I was like, this sucks. Yo, it sucks, bro. That sucks.
So now I'm gonna hit it. Now I'm gonna hit to the J. entrance of the year. I don't know what other else entrance you can do to pull better than that one. They turned the lights out. They did the fireflies. They were yeeting all at the same time.
Did y'all see the sign behind him where the woman was saying, "Jay, you can eat on me"?
I didn't see that one.
Go ahead.
That Fritz was off the chain.
Ooh, boy.
All right, so I had to give them their flowers first because, good Lord, I have never. Michael Cole, how long Michael Cole been in WWE?
Can you really remember a time before Michael Cole at this point? A minute.
He never been a part of a crowd like that.
Yeah, like probably 20 years.
And he's saying he's been a part of a crowd like that. What does that tell you? Bruh, the cameras were shaking numerous times. So yes, that crowd, you get all the flowers from me today. Because that was crazy. Now, pretty much, we didn't preview the pay-per-view like that because we kind of figured how everything was going to go in said pay-per-view. Said, wait. So, but guess what? Don't care. Great pay-per-view. Great PLE. They put on the fine show, even though you knew how everything was going to go. They told the story. But yeah, a couple of things. Number one, Tiffany Stratton. Some people are afraid that they might be pushing her too quickly. But she is showing you she ain't scared of the spotlight. The spotlight's not too big for her.
I agree. The only thing I would say about Tiffany is if you push her too fast, you're gonna make the people turn on. That's the only reason why I say kind of don't do it too fast, because you know they love you when you up and coming, but if you hit the top too fast, all of a sudden they can't stand you no more.
But Tiffany shows she is not afraid of that spotlight. She can handle it. Now Bayley won. Nice roll up over Naomi. Happy that Naomi can laugh about it and hug Bayley afterwards. Nobody turning heel on somebody. That's good to see. It's good to have those type of endings.
Yes. Everybody can't turn heel because they lose a match.
Now, this is where I turn it back over to my partner because I told a certain team to count their days. And them days got numbered at Backlash. Go ahead.
Say this. I just want to say thank you, WWE. Thank you to Jade Cargill's parents. Thank you to her husband. Thank you to her. Thank you to the genes that Naomi has. Thank you for the genes that Bianca Belair has. I'm putting all them together, right? Because the cakeage that they displayed, right, over this PLE, as well as others, Tiffany, I'm throw you right in there too. There was major cakeage here, and I appreciated the fact that the cakes were allowed to be let loose for the event. I felt like we saw Bianca and Jay come out in dominatrix almost outfits, red ones, and I for one appreciate it, right? Because they dominated in the dominatrix outfits. And I know there was a little some blotches and different stuff in the match, and everything didn't go smooth. But a lot of it looked like it was the referee like not getting cues to him right or whatever. But it happens. It's okay. It still doesn't take away from the overall goodness of the match. It's just something you can kind of say, hey, this could have been one thing that could have been better if you want to pick, different things. But
this is the first time. This is the first time we really got to see Jay actually in a match, not just that quick tag. All right, time to put this to bed.
And just the end, because I know we're up against the clock, because we take a lot of time talking about other stuff too, because that's what we do. Just to put a bow on it real quick, I want to say the way she got that jaded, where she grabbed old girl, spun around, put her in the jaded, and then Bianca hit the other girl with the with her finisher.
KOD.
That KOD. Man, that was beautiful. And then got the pin. I'm like, yo. Because it's not what people expected, right? Because everybody thought it was going to be Dave to finish and do the finger lick and all that again. That's not what happened. But again, when I saw Caramel Thunder come to the ring with the matching outfits and all that, I'm like, oh, this is over. And I did watch that match more than once. It was aesthetically pleasing for me. So thank you again to everyone involved in the match. Thank you for putting them together. Thank you, Damage Control, for being on the other side. This was something that I definitely enjoyed, and I love their press conference as well.
Jay's gonna get better, and you can start to see she's starting to get comfortable now. But it's gonna take some more time for her to finally know. That's why they put her in the tag team.
Yeah, because she's still like learning the WWE style, but she's doing things that she would have been able to do, 6 months to a year ago.
Like so you can only learn so much at a performance center.
Right, and you can only learn so much in a limited time frame anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So she's going to improve and continue to get better, and it's going to make her even more of a star down the road.
Now, Cody Rhodes.
Oh, go ahead. I'll let you finish that, and then we'll get in the comments.
Cody Rhodes first title defense against AJ Styles. Knew Cody Rhodes was going to win. Great match. Is it me or is like AJ Styles is the first test for? It's like he's the test. If you can put if you're the champion and you can put on a match with AJ Styles, that's how they feel like they made the right decision.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, whatever they decided or however it went, Cody got a match out of TNA AJ Styles. And for those of you who watch TNA, you know what I mean. He got a match out of TNA AJ Styles. AJ Styles was getting it. I'm watching that match like, bruh, this is straight fire. Like, for real. That was a great match. We knew who was going to win, but it was so many moments where it made you say, well, maybe they will do something crazy. Even though you were confident who was going to win, there was a couple times where you're like, are they going to dupe everybody? So that's what you want from a match. Even if you know the winner, when you can go into and you see stuff happen, you're like, ooh, I don't know. Cody might not get up from that. That's the kind of match you want. So I thought it was an amazing match.
All right, Wise. I'll give my prediction Wednesday. As far as that goes. Now, I'm just going to have to put this in a question. Is there any way the bloodline can't get any more stronger?
Yes, there is.
I have to admit, I love Corey Graves and Michael Cole and how they reacted when a brother showed up.
Thank you for not saying Camacho. Oh man. Yeah.
I'm like, man, we knew they were gonna add more to it, but we was thinking Jacob and Zilla Fatu. Nah. Oh no. Talking about pulling one on everybody.
Right, because no one knew. This is kind of like they did with CM Punk, right? They were able to actually sign this dude. Tonga Loa was signed at the same time as Tama Tonga, and we didn't hear anything about it. It went so far as New Japan didn't even give him a send away, so they didn't even know he left. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you can keep stuff under wraps, and that only could have happened because of that. But it was a good match. Kevin Owens and Randy Orton showed why they, why they legit. But yeah, when I saw Tonga Loa pull the referee out of the ring, I'm like, ooh. The only thought I had was the God is in WWE. and it's gonna get crazy.
This here is like, yo, we knew the blood was gonna get stronger. We think it would get that stronger.
And they're starting to call it the Rogue Bloodline because we did get confirmation on Friday that Paul Heyman has not talked to Roman Reigns since WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
So the Rogue,
in which he accidentally let slip out.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't supposed to let it slip. Accidentally let it slip out. And then we found out he was the one who pulled Roman Reigns out of the job, not Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, great.
More good storyline.
I wanted to start there because that was the last time you get to see cross changes of brands. Because of today, what happened in the WWE draft officially is in effect. So you know your champions on Raw: Damian Priest, Becky Lynch, Awesome Truth. You have Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, who is going to be out for a while. And nice to know that he has successful surgery. Braun Breaker, Liv Morgan, Ricochet, Seth, Sheamus, Alpha Academy, Kanata James, one of the NXT superstars that got called up. Yeah, Shayna Baszler, so it starts. They need to go ahead and make them a team that we are. Like Alba Fire, Ella Dawn, Ivar. You know, you just said Ivar, right? That's something I didn't talk about last time. It's just Ivar, one Viking Raiders. It's just Ivar.
Correct.
Imperium, Luther Kaiser, and Gunther. Giovanni Vinci has been excommunicated. Damage Control is on Raw. So anybody that get confused, if you see Kyrie Sane, Asuka, Dakota Kai, and them, they got drafted to Raw. They are officially Raw stars since they lost their title. CM Punk, Braun Strowman is back. The LWO, Drew McIntyre, Judgment Day, Ian Dragunov.
Dragon
is officially on Raw. The New Day, Lyra Valkyria on Monday Night Raw. The Final Testament is on Raw.
Smartest move they can make. Smart move by making that happen.
Big Bronson Reed is on Raw. Natalya, Kaden Carter, Katana Chan's on Raw. Otis Jones, Odyssey Jones. I say Odyssey Jones. Keep it professional. Keep it professional. On Monday Night Raw, Dijak is on Raw. The Creed Brothers and Ivy Nile, the New Catch Republic on Raw. That's all your Raw talent right there. SmackDown talent: Cody Rhodes, Bailey, Logan Paul, A-Time Down, your champions. So they was automatically there. Bianca Belair, number one pick of the draft. Carmella Hayes, Randy Orton. Then that's when SmackDown put a surprise when they came and snatched Nia Jax from Monday Night Raw. LA Knight, the Bloodline, the new Bloodline. Okay. AJ Styles, Andrade, the OC. Baron Corbin is back on the main roster, and he'll be part of the Blue Brand. This one got me confused. Cedric Alexander and Asante D. Adonis. Are you going to do something with them since they was in the draft? That's what I need to know.
No.
Because if you drafted them, that tells me you got something planned for them.
It doesn't. They had to go somewhere.
Jay Cargill, Kevin Owens. I'm not calling them that. I'm calling them the Almighty Prophets. Triple H, I'm gonna need you to change that name of that group. I need them to be called the All. They need to be called the Almighty Prophets.
Disgusting.
Tiffany Stratton, Legado del Fantasma. Shinsuke Nakamura is back to where he began. It's a SmackDown. Naomi, Chelsea Green, and Piper Niven on SmackDown. I'm gonna hate that.
Somebody gotta have her.
I know, but she could have stayed on Raw. At least Samantha Irvin made her name sound good. That's about it. Pretty Deadly staying on SmackDown. Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell moved to SmackDown, along with DIY. I like how SmackDown kept the family together.
You kind of had to. They should have all been drafted together.
Blair Davenport, called her from NXT, will be on SmackDown, along with Apollo Crews. Remember I told you about somebody got excommunicated from Imperium? Giovanni Vici got drafted to SmackDown. And I'm guessing Tegan Knox is on her way to come back because she got drafted to SmackDown.
If I could have 2 seconds here, I want to soapbox about the draft. The draft sucks. There's a lot of things they need to fix. I don't think it makes sense to redraft people to the same brand. So I think instead of having a whole show about the draft, why not just have a couple of picks, right? All right, Raw gets 7, 8 picks because it's a longer show. SmackDown gets like 5 picks, right? And you can pick whoever you want from the other shows, whether it's Raw, whether it's NXT if you're SmackDown, whether it's SmackDown, whether it's NXT if you're Raw. Because when we look at this, we get 5 to 7 people every year to switch. Everybody should just redrafting your own people. Why are we wasting time hearing that SmackDown is keeping the people that they're keeping? Right? Like, realize this is not like a NFL draft or NBA draft. Half of these people are already on one of the other team. Let's just focus on who's going to be moving. You know what I'm saying? Personal thought. And also, yeah, I'll just talk about people moving to NXT. Did NXT have 1 draft pick in any draft or any show?
No.
So why are we going to include them if you're not going to use it? And I'm not saying that you're wrong for not including them, but I'm saying you should have never said people would be moving to NXT if you weren't going to have them have draft picks. Why couldn't NXT have 3 or 4 picks? 2 from Raw, 2 from SmackDown, or 3 or 4 picks altogether? Because there's people right now on the Raw and SmackDown rosters that should probably be in NXT. Because my thing is, like, for Apollo Crews, and Apollo Crews, I think, is a really great wrestler. Uhaa Nation, independent before he got to WWE. But he should have stayed in NXT. If you can't be one of the top people in NXT, why are you on Raw? Why are you on SmackDown? Baron Corbin. No disrespect to Baron Corbin. You ain't even won the NXT championship. What are you going to do on the main roster? Like, come on, y'all. Give a young person a chance over some of these retreads that couldn't even get over in NXT. Just saying.
So I went through all that because tonight the focus turns to May 25th. That is when WWE will be in JD, Saudi Arabia for King and Queen of the Ring. Tonight begins the tournament. You have 8 matches tonight. I'm going to give you the women's match first. We'll have Io Sky going against Natalya. Asuka going against Lyra Valkyria. By the way, why did y'all put that match together? Out the gate. This is just out the gate. Because now we got to sit here and see if either Asuka's going to move on or the new caller from NXT, Valkyria's going to move on. And the other one going to be done for. And after 1 match. All right, this is a good time, you know, to have Asuka go on a little run. Because, you know, they're not going to get the tag team titles back. We know that, right? Now, unless you're gonna push Io Sky more, that'd probably be the only explanation I would accept. Because he's in the tournament too. You have two women from Damage Control in this tournament. But if neither one of them make a deep run, that's a problem. At least semifinals for one of them. Any objections to that?
Nope.
All right. Then you have Shayna Baszler versus the last year's Queen of the Ring, Selena Vega, which tells me Selena is not going to be in this tournament much longer. Unless they try to do because they say, can we have somebody go back to back? That's one thing I can think of.
We had enough to worry about back to back yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then the final for the women's song tonight will be Zoe Stark versus Ivy Nile. That could be a hard-hitting match.
It should be. And that's a callback to NXT because they've had battles in the past.
That could be a physical match. That's going to be fun. Between, let me see, Zoe Stark versus Nile and Oscar versus Valkyria. Them two matches might steal the show tonight. Just them two, because I'm pretty sure. I think
he might shock.
She might, but it is Shayna Baszler we're talking about, though.
They've never really gave Shayna Baszler the push she deserves, though.
Never. I thought when she got rid of, I thought when they used her to get rid of Ronda Rousey, like, all right, let's push her.
Can't push her, man. You're too busy worried about Charlotte. Charlotte's got to be the 18th time champion by the time she's 25.
Yeah. So we can't pick a winner because we don't know who's completing on SmackDown side.
And they should have more matches on Raw because just 3 is not going to be enough.
No, they got 4. It's 4 women's match, 4 men's match.
Who's the 4th match? I thought we only went over 3. Did we go for 4?
Io Sky and Natalya.
Oh, I forgot. Well, we know who's going to win that match.
Is it? That's why I said what I said when I talked about Oscar versus.
We didn't really need to go over it. Yeah, you're right. I figured we didn't really need to go over it. You're right.
Now on the men's side, the men look. Now for some reason they put together a hell of a match card for the men. You know, those of you who like big meaty men slapping meat. Gunther versus Sheamus is tonight. Talk about physical match. There you go.
That's gonna be physical. Yeah. I'm curious to see how much weight Sheamus lost from his debut on Raw after WrestleMania, because he did look smaller like the last 2 weeks. Like I try to be funny, but I feel like he does look smaller. So I'm on the Sheamus weight watch.
Here's a match that I know my co-host would love to watch: Ricochet versus the Mad Dragon.
Oh yeah, I saw that match. I was like, y'all might have me not watching a few minutes of the Nuggets game to see that.
I mean, High Flyer versus a well-rounded guy. I think Dracula was a well-rounded wrestler.
Real rounded small guy that sells everything.
So you got your big man fighting each other. You got your high flyer mixed with a well-rounded small guy going at it. You know you got to have your big man versus a little guy. What do they do? Drew McIntyre against Finn Balor. I will hope Drew will win this match. But with me saying that, will that cause even more problems? Where they call you more problems inside Judgment Day.
JD McDonough dumb butt gonna come out and blow it. So silly dude.
I gotta give JD credit though. He be taking some hella bumps.
I give JD some credit too. Somebody got to be the clown. You don't mind doing it. That's the truth.
He be taking some shots. Damn.
That's worse than Sami Zayn when he started with the bloodline.
Dude, you got knocked out by Patrick Mahomes' Super Bowl rings.
You got knocked out.
And by the way, Patrick Mahomes over there trying to be a heel. Like, bruh, why are you lining yourself with Logan Paul?
He already a heel. To me, he been a heel. You know what I'm saying? You in bed with the referees to win, bro. You already a heel.
And then the final match of the men's card tonight. You got one that's a Hall of Famer and one that will be a Hall of Famer. And a match that could be match of the night. We talking Rey Mysterio versus Kofi Kingston. Unless somebody who was distracted on last Monday and was not around at Backlash decided to rear his ugly face again and get involved in the match because Rey Mysterio's there now. Which was very conspicuous by me. That's why I had to go this route. Because there was no Dirty Dom at France.
Dirty Dom was with Liv. He was busy.
Yeah, they showing that camera shot and Liv walking out first and Dominant following suit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not liking where this is going, Liv Morgan.
You dig yourself a grave. That's all I know.
I know you on a revenge tour against Rhea Ripley, but do we have to include Dominic in it?
All I know is you're digging yourself a grave, man. Again. And when mommy comes back, in the words of Mark Henry, somebody about to get their ass kicked. Somebody about to get their wig split. And her name is going to be Olivia Morgan. Doesn't matter if she's champ, doesn't matter if she's not champ. She is getting the work upon the return of Rhea Ripley. And it's going to be one of them. She's going to have a match. She's going to win the match. And then Rhea Ripley's music is going to hit. And she is going to destroy Liv Morgan.
Now, I know I said I couldn't make a pick because we're on those SmackDown participants. But on the men's side, either Gunther or Drew McIntyre. That's it.
For the Raw men, it's going to be Gunther. Period. It's going to be Gunther. Because and the reason why I'm going to say this is because they want this to be somebody who they can say, oh, they're following their King of the Ring lineage. Right? They're not going to do like an Xavier Woods or anybody like they did before because they didn't work out. And you mean to tell me making Xavier Woods King of the Ring ever felt like it was going to work out? Unless you were going to really boost the man, like really give him opportunities to win stuff. Never was. So it's got to be Gunther because then they can, Gunther, Stone Cold, they can go back and pick and go through and pick the ones that ended up being really well. You want to add one more to that? That's Gunther. Period.
I have to go a step further when it comes to Gunther because I thought about this when Gunther said he's going to involve. It's like that would make a lot of sense because what did he like to say? The mat is sacred.
Mm-hmm.
And him being King of the Ring reaffirms him saying the mat is sacred.
Yeah, because they gonna be no King Corbin replay or nothing like that. They learned from those.
And plus, it's Triple H finally taking over. So, and Triple H is a former King of the Ring winner.
Mm-hmm. Another one that they're gonna talk about in the lineage. You're not gonna hear Baron Corbin name. That man got demoted back to what you call it. All right, let's hit the comments here, Playmaker. I think it's a good point to hit the comments. All right, so Cole says WWE needs to cancel all wrestling matches in the United States. Damien says WrestleMania needs to be in France, not Vegas.
Ray's gonna be on point.
I'm just gonna say. I was just about to say another example of over exaggerating from those two comments. Cole says that was the livest WrestleMania crowd I have ever witnessed. Wrestling crowd I've ever witnessed. I love the atmosphere. Stuck on WrestleMania. My bad, y'all. Yolanda says I had to Google what they're saying. They were saying only 2. Cole says the Randy Orton entrance was beautiful. They perfectly sang that chorus. Damien says Frank was more hyped than the people at the Hall of Fame. Laugh out loud. Then Wise says Jay's entrance was off the chain. Cole says it was funny that every time they mentioned the word phenomenal, they broke out in a loud chant. And Yolanda said I said the same thing about them singing Randy's song. Yup. Oh, I didn't put it on the screen. My bad, y'all. There you go. And then Cole says, I was glad WWE gave Jay 3 minutes to cook with the crowd on his entrance. Wow. Yeah. Then Yolanda says, yeet. Cole says, Michael Cole has been affiliated with the WWE 27 years. But how long has he been announced though, Cole? That's what we asking. All right, BS3 with Cole says, the hard camera shook the hardest when they sang that phenomenal chant. Yeah, they was talking about it. That's a song they had they were singing. That's like a popular song over in France. Damien says Cole has been in WWE since 1998. Yeah, y'all keep saying how long has he been in WWE, but how long has he been announcing in WWE? Because I don't believe that was his first job in WWE. I may be wrong, but I don't think it was his first job. Cole says Tiffany Stratton is that girl. Like I said, I don't agree. You just know how fickle fans can be. So you got to watch how far you elevate somebody, even if they deserve it. Like Jade, you can't do but so much with Jade at a time because you know how fans are. Cole said they just have to pump the brakes on her being the queen in 2024. Yep, that's all right. Just need to have Charlotte come back because when Charlotte come back, everybody gets pushed down anyway. Yolanda says, I love Jay, but she needs to learn how to wrestle a little bit more. She will. She will. She's a lot better than she was in AEW already. I can promise you that. Damien says, I wish Naomi did turn heel because the only surprise from Backlash was Tonga Loa. We didn't need Naomi. No. Naomi has no purpose in being heel. Cole says, bye-bye Kabuki Warriors. WWE is now going to treat Kyrie and Asuka like absolute trash. I hate that part, but I like the decision to put the women's tag team titles on Bianca and Jade. And then my man Wise. Kate. I feel it. And then Cole says, to your point, hey, Yolanda Williams, this is the only thing which is holding Jade back. That's why she's in the tag team division. Jade will learn the WWE way from Bianca. Cole also says Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair are making magic sticks grow one man at a time. Can't argue with that. Yolanda says, I knew as soon as she arrived, they were going to put her with Bianca. All right. Cole says, with Jade, I believe what she had to learn how to do is take proper bumps. That match was the most I've seen her sell ever. Oh, she didn't take bumps at AEW. They didn't even want to take bumps at AEW. I'll just go out there and look like you're the toughest chick ever. Why says, love you guys, but I'm off to watch my Knicks. I feel it. Cole says, I totally appreciate the fact AJ turned back the clock. 30 minutes of a classic between him and Cody. Yep. TNA AJ, telling you. Cole also says the bloodline got more lethal. I love it. Feel me? Oh, the chat been bumping, I see. Yolanda says need to add Nia now. That's Yolanda. You might be my sister. I'm feeling it.
She is on SmackDown now.
Well done, WWE, Cole says. Cole also says that match Orton Owens versus the Bloodline was letter perfect. I wouldn't change a thing about that match. Damien says, not gonna lie, I don't know anything about the Tonga brothers. I had to YouTube them. Laugh out loud. It's okay, man. Some people just WWE, and I ain't knocking you for that. You know what I'm saying? But your boy, I got to know. When you good, I got to know who you is and where you at. Cole says, I hate we won't hear Samantha announce Chelsea Green to the ring for a while. I'm happy. I don't hear Chelsea Green too much at all. Let her go to NXT and get beat up. Question is to me, or should WWE draft be only NXT roster getting drafted? It makes zero sense to have the draft if you're going to keep the wrestlers moving around or staying on the same show. I don't mind doing it for the moving around wrestlers, but like I said, I don't need SmackDown to say they're going to keep this person. You know what I'm saying? You get to pick a few people from Raw get to pick a few people from SmackDown, and then we keep it moving. Cole says, Asante the Adonis, the RICHUYUAL is your behind being gone from the WWE, son. And he says, pause. Damian laughs that you're not slapping meat. Cole says, big men slapping man meat. Lord have mercy. Mahomes a heel. He been a heel. Ask the referees, we don't get a call if you're a heel. Damon says, cool feeling like Rikishi. All he missing is a diss track. Laugh out loud. Hey, I might put one out on it. I might do a Rikishi. Big Quiche.
No.
Big Cool. Big Quiche. I like it. All right. Cole says, yes, so we can have real squash live like a bug. Please give me that. Please, let's get rid of live for months. Be gone. Give those opportunities to Caden Carter and Katana Chance, and Playmaker won't be mad at all. All right, Damien says, if we're going to make Gunther king of the ring, why not have it thing of the ring at Germany in August instead of having it in Saudi? Saudi pays more money for it. That's the answer. Saudi be bringing out that money. Yeah, money. Yeah. Cole says Michael Cole announcing about 25 years. Okay, that's what I thought. I knew he did something else before the announcing. Eric Bischoff, breaking news. Tony Khan, the founder of AEW, suffered a heart attack at home and fell to the ground. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that, y'all.
And the fact that I see the name on there, that is not Eric Bischoff, so I didn't know.
Right. Yeah, don't do that, y'all. You know, you want to talk about he passed out or something, that's cool, but let's not go that far. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes a long time when you're on these hard drugs for things to happen. You know,
because knowing Eric Bischoff ain't even got time to comment on our show.
There's somebody else saying that Eric Bischoff, of course, it's not him. So yeah. Any last thoughts? Maybe we've got a few more minutes if you want to drop anything. I know Raw just started, but hey, you know, so you can always start it later, go back and catch what happened in the first few minutes. Anything else you want to talk about? I know you wanted to mention NXT. My good man.
So, outside of the call-ups, watch some clips from NXT, and all of a sudden, Lash has an envelope in her hand that she's waving while talking to Triple Williams. And I'm sitting here like, what she got an envelope? And why is this all of a sudden we finna bring Trick down? The man just won the title. He ain't even had the title for 2 weeks.
And it was crazy.
People do their suggestion. See, that part I didn't know.
Yeah, that's his real life girlfriend.
That part I didn't know. And then when people said that, I was like, oh boy, I hope we ain't going the route that I think we finna go.
Please.
So we going that route? Oh my God, no. HBK, do not go that route. Please don't go that route. Now, if it's for real, let it be real life. Let's not bring it into NXT. Which part of Spain where I never saw her in the ring yet. and she just always talking. That might actually answer some questions for me. Without me having known. But don't make this a storyline. Please don't make this a storyline. I need my man Trick to have a nice, good ring. And about sometime in 2025, we can call him up.
But yeah, let's give him a nice reign. Then he'll lose the belt. Then he get a chance to do more character development and see if the crowd still love him after he lost the belt. And then if it continues and works out right, let's get him up next year.
Yeah. That was just something that kind of blew me away. Some clips. So. And as far as Fightful and PWI, Fightful, they usually on point when they put stuff on X. But sometimes you could get some misleading information. Just saying.
I feel you. And apparently, if you're watching Raw, Drew McIntyre is not medically cleared to perform tonight. So I'm going to go with Gunther.
Drew McIntyre is not medically clear. That means what? We're diving
Adam Pearce just came out.
So we're diving more into this CM Punk rivalry. Because how all of a sudden you weren't clear, but you was clear last week.
So remember, he got beat up by CM Punk.
I know.
So he's getting a new person. He thought he was gonna get a bye, but he's gonna get another opponent. So I'm waiting to see who it's gonna be.
Oh Lord.
But anyway.
Oh Lord. Oh no. Finn's dead. Finn's dead. I'm not even watching it, and I can already guess who it's gonna be. One or two people. And neither one you do not want to face.
Oh. Guess who it is?
Let me guess. It start with a B, don't
it? It's the Geek Master.
Oh, Jay or something? Ooh.
It's the Geek Master.
Oh, that changes. Ooh, that changes a lot.
That does change a lot of stuff because Jay Uso could easily be King of the Ring too.
That changes a lot. Ooh.
Oh, I got to recant.
Ooh. Ooh.
It's either Jay or Gunther from Raw. But he's not losing this match tonight. Not against a member of Judgment Day.
No. Yeah. Y'all got him Saturday. Y'all not finna get him again.
Finn, sorry for your darn luck.
But that's it. Let's get up out of here.
Yes, sir. So, of course, more stuff. Some stuff we're going to slide over and talk about with y'all next week. But shout out to everybody in the chat. None but love. Everybody watching, make sure you're subscribing to all the places. If you listen on the radio, hit that Real Play Calls at Shady Sports Network on YouTube so we can grow these channels. And with that being said, all I got left to say is simply this. We live. Appreciate everyone. Raw's on. Let's go.